Okay, we're live. Hello. Hi, it's Blue Eye Queen, and we've got Coco here. We've got our amazing interviewer, Phil. He's in behind the scenes today, and we're going to share a little more insight about myself being differently abled. And before we get started, let's give a shout out to where we're at. This is La Mama, an Italian deli and gelato. This is my favorite place to come and get a sweet treat, a snack, all the good vibes. I'm sitting parked on my medical device. This is a trike, and we're in front of one of my larger paintings. This is 6 foot by 7, and it looks like little gelato cups. I painted this in Miami a few years back, and it's the first time that's being shown, and you can see it from the big windows that are behind us, and all of the neighbors are always sitting in front of it because they say it looks so cool. So I'm really excited to share more about my story and what it is like to be a differently abled individual.
All right.
Thanks for having me, Phil.
Hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for putting this on. I mean, this is really unique. I love it. I love the environment here, and I'm so glad that I get to to interview you today.
Me too. Thank you God brought us here, and it was such a, like you said, it was like by quick timing and perfect timing and alignment. I was like, actually, I need some help. Please come through.
And I'm here, just like that.
Yeah.
All right, sweetie. So I just want to kind of get a little bit more of your background here. So I'm just kind of going to run through some questions here, and you can tell me.
Yes.
It's not a firing squad. Just take your time.
No roasting.
No. Yeah. We're gonna, but I just want to get to know you. Definitely a little better, so that your viewers can see and know everything about you and what your mission is here. Okay.
Wonderful.
Awesome. All right. So tell me a little bit about your disability. I know you don't like it being called that, but how has this situation shaped your life?
That's a great start off question. And to jump in, yes, I always feel like a small trigger when I hear the word disabled, only because I feel like I actually do a lot more than most people that are abled. So I like to use the word differently abled or unique abilities, which is something that we can adopt in society. So instead of saying, hey, this person is disabled, we could say, this person is uniquely abled or differently abled. And to me, that sounds less than, because disabled seems like disengaging. And so I like to be like forward thinking abled. And so my disease, my disability, what makes me unique is called sacral agenesis. And so this is a rare disease that happens in your spine, and it's the missing piece of your tailbone where it connects to basically all the essentials. I'm missing the tailbone, I'm missing the sacrum, and what comes with that is a lot of internal complications. So I use devices to use the bathroom. I previously needed to use like bags on the side, but now I'm using urological supplies. So I have adaptive equipment, urological supplies, and then I'm completely holistic. So I don't take any painkillers or pain medicine, and I do everything with just grace. And so this has given me an opportunity to adapt and see the world differently. If I didn't have this extra layer of my disease, I wouldn't know how to take care of myself the way that I do. I wouldn't know how to see the world trying to get into doors or navigate transportation or designs of products. Clothing doesn't fit me. Everything that I have to do a few different times. Like I have to have my clothes hemmed. I have to find close parking. I have to find adaptive equipment that's smaller. So it gives me this big giga brain of having to rethink my lifestyle, because God blessed me with this gift, and it allows me to use it as a way of viewing others' perception. So not just mine, but everybody else. It's
wow, Blue.
Huge.
That's definitely you definitely unpacked a lot there. And wow, I mean, it's just remarkable to see you, in the space and everything that you've accomplished. And I haven't known you very long, but I follow you on Facebook.
Yeah.
I follow you on socials, and I love your story. Definitely want to dive a little bit more into it.
Amazing.
Tell me something about your disability that people usually get wrong about it, and how do you deal with that?
It seems like that is almost an everyday challenge where you can't tell sometimes from first glance that I am uniquely abled from my waist down because I use devices. So people will approach me and out of nowhere, and they'll start to say things to me like, you can't bring your bike in here, or do you have a license to drive that? Or just like really random comments that I'm just not used to hearing all the time, but they just happen to flow. And so what I try to do is just, instead of getting angry or frustrated, I try to disengage them and I say, actually, this is a mobility device and this helps me get into any places that I need. And the American Disability Act was established for people like myself so that we can have equal access. So I turn all of these, what I would call pivotal moments of social engagement where people just aren't educated, I turn it into awareness. So instead of being like, oh, you should know, I use it as a opportunity to say, this is what I have. This is how you can help people like myself. And this is how you can approach us next time versus, using that tone. Instead, you can say, what do you need the device for? And that sounds more inviting than can't have your bike here. So I have to face a lot of energies on the street. But as you can see, I'm a natural light. I'm bright, I'm fun, I'm authentic, and I'm genuine. I don't let anyone take the energy or the power over me, because what people are saying to me now, it's already been instilled to me as a child. Being a child disabled, bless you, Coco. Being a child disabled, being in a wheelchair, being in a walker, being the only person like me growing up, I've been through the bullying and all of the layers of the onion. And now I have this really thick skin that you can't approach me and say something that hasn't already been done. Instead, I leverage it as a teaching opportunity and say, here's what it is. Here's how you can understand us. And this is the way that I would like you to approach me next time if you ever see me.
Now, let's talk a little bit about a situation that I know is affecting you right now, these days, these past few weeks and months. And I'd like you to go ahead and tell your viewers, how you've approached the situation. Have you ever been in the position where you've had to stand up for yourself to get the accommodations that you need?
Mm-hmm. That is also, it seems to be a continuing basis, because the ADA was created for this type of protection. The disabled individuals were a protected class, but business owners will push back and say, oh, it's going to cost me money to do these updates. Oh, why do you need them? Where does it say that we have to have them? And so in this moment, I'm swirling a few things. One of the main concerns of my discrimination is the doors of my building. The doors of the building of the access where I'm at, they're not handicap friendly. And I'm still not sure how they managed to get through code compliance to be able to open their doors. The building was established in 2020. The ADA was established in 1991. So it's ideal for public spaces to have the push blue button so that people with disabilities, elderly, delivery people, they can push the button and get in there. But in this situation, I reached out to the management and said, hey, I'd like to be able to discuss updating the doors, whether that's making them lighter, adding the button to them. It's been 10 months of the management. Instead of helping and encouraging and making an inclusive environment, they've been retaliating against me and sending me issues for parking in handicap. They towed my vehicle in handicap. They sent me letters that I couldn't put my medical device in the hallway. They've sent me noise complaints of allegations happening 2 weeks after the fact of the noise complaint. So there really is something bigger happening over in that building. And I've filed complaints with the Fair Housing, the Office of Human Rights, Disability Rights Advocate. In the housing system, it just goes into this tube and then into the void. So now I'm using my voice and my platform, and I'm showing people visually what is happening in this awareness. And that's been shining a lot of activity. The news have reached out. YouTube is going crazy. Everyone's trying to help and rally up. So although this is like a negative thing that's impacting my shoulders and my body every day, it's actually turning into a layer of awareness and it's a blessing in disguise. So I feel like these next couple months, they're going to keep being rocky and bumpy, but the end of the rainbow is going to be really beautiful, and I'm going to get what I need because I'm a fighter and I'm from Michigan. And if you know us Michigan girls, we don't back down. We stand up, we push back, and that is what I hope to be able to continue doing by driving awareness with this platform.
That's fantastic. I'm
Yes.
just in total awe at your energy and your strength, and you know everything that you've had to put up with. And I actually do know a lot of strong Michigan girls, women, and you are definitely one of them for sure. Give me something positive that's come out of your life with your disability. Your life is full of positivity, but
yeah.
anything specific that you want to highlight?
You know, I've been painting since I was 5 years old, and painting has been a natural way for me to release the pain, all of the migraines and the headaches, the bullying, the discrimination. So instead of numbing myself with substances, I've been 4 years sober. I just smoke flower. That's it. That's the only thing that I do. It seems to be the thing that helps me the most. And I use art as this platform to let it all out. I release everything onto the canvas, whatever that situation is. I naturally heal it. I write it as a story, as the caption, so that others can feel what the emotion is, expressionism in the abstract. And then that has been my way of popping off. Now I have 4 local galleries in St. Petersburg, and I have more than 30 internationally with my stories of all of the different challenges and all of the layers that I've grown. I really feel like I've become a different person in every part of the world because every part of the world has taught me something unique about people with disabilities, and ADA doesn't exist outside of the United States. So that's something you got to put in perspective because it's a lot harder to travel abroad. And I use those moments and I put that into my art. So I've been able to reach people that way.
And I think you definitely have done that. I think I watched a clip of a friend of yours. You were traveling abroad, and the gentleman was like carrying you or piggybacking you.
Yes, he was.
That was awesome.
Yes, I mean, there is no for me. My friend, I'm like, I don't think I can make it, and they're like, "You're coming. We're gonna put you on the back.
Oh, we're making
it." And so, regardless if there's some layers missing or not working properly, my friends always really push me outside my comfort zone.
That's awesome. That leads me to this. Can you think of a time when you felt really supported by your friends or your community?
I think this is the moment where I started to expand myself. I turned on my YouTube. I turned on a TikTok. I come from a legal operations background, so I kept everything pretty closed. But then I just went and opened the faucet and was like, okay, in order for people to really understand and grasp this, I need to make this loud. I even created a Facebook, which everyone knows me. I'm just not there anymore. I'm in different platforms now. So I want to be able to touch all of the right channels of where my people are sitting, because now my community is like, how can we help you? What can we do? And so I started a change.org petition for accessibility rights to be able to mandate all the buildings to be code compliant like the rest of the United States. Florida seems to be this own tiger. Florida is its own thing.
It's the Wild West.
Florida does whatever it wants. But when it comes to people like me, you've got to be able to still fit us into those categories.
Tell me, what advice would you give to someone who's just starting to figure out how to live with a disability?
I get this a lot in my DMs where people reach out, they've gotten into an accident, a motorcycle accident, a car accident, something that happened to them, and they're through their life, they're halfway through their life, and now they're disabled. Me, I've been disabled my whole life, so that perception has been learning as I go. But for others who have lost their limitations, it can be a very depressing state of mind. But then when you start to pray and be vulnerable and surrender yourself to God, you realize that there is something that you're supposed to learn from having this unique ability. And so I like to say, you just got to take it one day at a time. You just got to write down what those things are, set yourself a goal, whatever that goal is. The processes are not going to work in our favor. It just doesn't. The judicial system is not working for us. Instead, You have to just keep at it, keep getting in queue. You're not bothering them. You're advocating for yourself.